do know Sammy's mother well. We met 20 years ago, but actually I feel like I've known Ssrah for a lot longer than 20 years. And that's because anybody that pays any attention to the civic life of Charlotte knows that Ssrah Stevenson has been a force in this community since at least the 1960s. I picked up a fact that, Ssrah, I didn't know, and I thought I knew almost everything, that in the 1960s, you were the director of the Charlotte Community Relations Dispute Settlement Program. And the 60s was a tough time to have that job. And Ssrah worked with local police and other professionals to help mediate issues between local citizens. Not an easy job. Began to work in the late 1960s to integrate the black and the white PTA councils. Another tough job. But she persevered, and at the beginning of the school year, the 1969-1970 school year, she succeeded, and then became the first African American president of the United PTA Council. From there, Ssrah in 1980 ran and was elected to the school board, where she served alongside her good friend, Bishop. Where's Bishop? Step out to the side. Served with her long-term friend, Bishop George Battle. They were great together. I remember watching some of those meetings of the school board, and Ssrah served for 8 years with distinction before retiring from the board. And then, as Bishop Battle mentioned, in 1980, which was a busy year for you, Ssrah, you and a few friends started the Tuesday morning breakfast forum to give African Americans a chance to come together to have discussion with elected officials across the city and also from the state. And 33 years later, as Bishop said, 33 years later, she's still moderating this event on a weekly basis. What longevity, Ssrah, and what a woman. And there's so much more I could say, just as Bishop Battle just said, but I don't have time. But those, to me, are some of the highlights of what she's done. Now, I mentioned a minute ago that I'd known Ssrah for 20 years. We actually met in 1992 through the Women of the Year organization, as Ssrah was chosen Charlotte Woman of the Year that year. And since that time, we have had a friendship that has enriched my life. We, the two of us, along with our dear friend Teresa Elder, have had so much fun over these years together. We have gone to numerous civic galas, gotten all dressed up, gone to these civic galas, sat at the same table, had a wonderful time together. We've been to a lot of programs together, particularly at the Levine Museum of the New South. And we've had long conversations, some on the phone, some in person, about how is Charlotte doing and what can we do to help. And whenever I have a problem, I call Ssrah and say, what do you think? And tap in to that wonderful font of wisdom that is Ssrah. And I want to tell a personal story just to show how great a friend she has been to me. Ssrah was for several years the president of the Charlotte Club of the National Association of Negro Business and Professional Women's Clubs. And I didn't know it at the time, but I found out since then that she worked to get me as a member. And I'm sure that was no small task, but thank you. And it has meant so much to me to go to those annual meetings and to be part of that very wonderful group. Ssrah has shown me, by personal example, what it means to be a community connector. There's no one better at that than Ssrah. And she has also taught me how one person who devotes their life to the cause of social justice can indeed make a difference. I am a better person because of our friendship. Thank you, Ssrah.